Learn about all the things you might have missed that have landed in the MSSQL extension for Visual Studio Code this week on Data Exposed. Hi, I'm Anna Hoffman, and welcome back to Data Exposed. Today, I'm joined by Yole and Tassif, two of the product managers working on the MSSQL extension in Visual Studio Code, among other things. Really excited to have you both back on the show.
Hi, thank you, Anna. I'm just really excited to show some of the new features we have for the MSSQL extension for VS Code.
Awesome. Great. Awesome. Well, we are glad to have you as well. And today, we're basically going to be doing a quick hitter of all the things you might have missed that have landed recently or just very recently in the MSSQL extension for VS Code. And Yole and Tassif have done a great job looking at other Data Exposed episodes and figuring out what you've seen and what you haven't seen if you follow the show. So I'm really excited to see some new exciting demos. So Yole, why don't we get right into it?
Yeah, I'll kick us off. Um, if you haven't seen the MSSQL extension before or you're not familiar with it, it's one of the Microsoft SQL tools that help developers interact with their database in a more intuitive and efficient way. It includes a lot of the core capabilities like query execution, object explorer, AI assistants, and many more. And our goal is to really specifically support the developer workflow, making it easy for developers to build applications that connect or to interact with their databases seamlessly. And getting started is super simple. You just open up VS Code, go to the extension view, search for SQL Server, MS SQL, and then you'll be able to install the extension right away.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, so here's kind of like the list of features that we've recently released. There is a lot more we have, but these are just kind of like things that we released like in like these couple of months. So in a previous episode that Tassif joined, he talked about the retirement of Azure Data Studio with Anna and several other features like the ADS migration toolkit, backup restore, some of the new database management dialog, query profiler, and more. And the features we will be demoing today are the ones shown in blue, including DACPAC, backpack, export, import, edit data, flat file import, and database object search.
Awesome. I love it. Let's
Mhm.
get right into it. So what's first?
So I'll do the demo first. I'll be showing you like edit data and then the database object search, and then I'll pass it to Steve to show the other capabilities.
Great.
Okay, awesome. So here I am in my Visual Studio Code. I'm already at the SQL Server extension. So as you can see on the left, there is the Object Explorer with all my database objects. But it's a lot of information here. I just want to simply search for an object more easily. I can right click on my database node. It opens up the context menu. You can see a lot of different features. Some of them are currently in preview. But here I'm just going to click on Search Database Objects. So it will open up the search database objects view. Again, here is kind of just giving you that more unified overview of all your database objects across your databases in the same connection. Here, you'll be able to search by object name or object type. So say like I want to search for a table. I can use T colon, that stands for table, if I want to search for that specific object type, and then just type in customer. So it will return me all the tables that have customer in its name. Alternatively, there
Nice.
are also more like filtering options on the side. I can switch between like different databases. I can filter by object types. I just want to take a look at tables and views, for example, and everything under, let's say, cells LT. So here I now have the filtered list of objects. I can click on the eclipse. There are more actions that comes with each database object. So for example, if I click on address, there are different scripting options I can access like super quickly, like select top 1000, script as create, drop, edit data, which is something that I'll show later. You can also modify the table through our table designer and things like copy object name, like in case you want to paste it in your SQL code. So just kind of just give you that like super unified like comprehensive view where you can be able to search, filter, and just see everything in one centralized location. So this
Nice.
is the search database objects.
This is really great. I mean, like, we
Mhm.
all know or we all connect to that one instance that has, like, hundreds or thousands of objects. It's like
Exactly.
the endless scroll, so this is awesome.
Yeah. All right. So now let's move on to our next feature, edit data. Say that, hey, I want to, you know, edit my table data under, say, product description. Again, I can access edit data here, but at the same time, there's another entry point. Instead of right clicking on a database node, now I want to go to product description and right click. So here, this is like another location where you'll be able to edit data or modify table. So I'm just going to click on edit data. And as you can see in this table grid over here, it kind of just gives you that Excel like experience where you'll be able to just quickly view all your table data instead of writing T-SQL queries and wait till the query results to return. And here I actually have 100 rows in total that are fetched just by default. But of course, you can change it to other numbers, whatever you like. If you have like a super large data set, we also have paging at the bottom for you to kind of go back and forth to find the right data you want to look for. And, like say like, hey, now I have created a new table. I just want to add some sample rows. You can do that by clicking add row. Here, as you can see, we have the product description ID auto-generated. We have a few default values already available that I probably just like previously defined. But as you can see in this like empty column here, I can simply just like right click and then start typing in like some sort of description. So it's really just gives you that Excel
Nice.
experience. You can just easily go in and start editing, start giving it values instead of writing T-SQL, like no T-SQL at all. So just super easy way to start adding data in it. And as you can see, once I edited something, it's like highlighted in another color so I can quickly find which edits I've already made. Or alternatively, I can just like also edit existing rows. For example, I want to look for something specific. I can use the filtering options over here to find a product description ID, just something random like 1186. And here it returns me a product description of a water bottle. So I can just start like again, right double click and then start typing like all colors like available. Or, maybe I accidentally put in something invalid. This could be like a date time data type, but I accidentally put in something invalid, like some sort of characters. And immediately it will show you that there is an error like, hey, this is invalid. You cannot do this. So what I can do here is I can just right click and I can revert the cell. There are also other options like copy or export. So here I'm just going to revert the cell. And everything now looks pretty good to me. I'm going to save the changes. And yeah, everything's done. Just within a few clicks, no T-SQL at all. You can immediately start from like searching for your tables and objects or creating tables through Table Designer and then start editing or adding data.
Awesome. That's great. I love this. People will be happy.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing, Anna, that I wanted to note that both of these features that I showed, the database object search and edit data, are actually features that were originally not in our like immediate roadmap. It was like members in the community that filed feature requests and were like, hey, I really need this feature, or I've seen this, I used this feature in ADS before, I really want it. And after just communicating with us, we decided to put that into our roadmap. So it's just kind of like amazing how much we like value like feedback from our community and start actually putting that into actual features today.
Nice. Awesome. That's great. So a plug to folks to go to the GitHub repository and upvote
For
or
sure.
comment or
Yeah.
make feature requests for things that you want.
Yeah. And now I'll just pass it to Steve to talk more about the other features we have.
Awesome. Great. Thanks so much, Yole. Tassif, let's talk about DACPACs.
Yeah. Thanks, Yoli. So I'll be covering DACPAC import export as well as flat file import, which are two brand new features that we are actually GAing now and we've released since February. So starting off with flat file import, this is a brand new feature that we ported over from ADS and we've improved the experience and made it compatible to VS Code. So I'm in my VS Code here right now. I'm going to navigate over to the left side Object Explorer. And then from there, I'm going to find import flat file, which is one of the menu items that I have available. From there, I see this dialog and it's asking to specify an input file. So one thing to keep in mind here is you'll have to choose which database you want the table to be created in. So I've picked my flat file demo database. And then you'll also have to choose a file that you want to import your data from and your table from. So this file has to be either a TXT file or a CSV file. So just keep that in mind when you're selecting. So when I hit browse, and this is probably off screen, but I can find whatever's on my local computer that I want to import from. I'll select the file. So you see it's a .csv file, and I have some sample byte products data that I'm going to be importing. I can choose the table name. I'm going to keep it as byte products, and then I can just hit next. Now from there, it's actually going to load in a view of what it's importing, so I can actually see what it's doing here. So if I have any issues with what's here, or I feel like something's missing, I can go and fix that. But it gives you like a high level view of like what it's importing and what it looks like. And then from there, if I'm cool with everything here, I can hit next again. And this is where it's really cool. You can actually modify your columns directly from here. So if I'm not happy with one of my columns or the data types, or I want to allow nulls or whatever that might be, I can even change the column names directly from here. So if I want to make any last minute edits before I import this data into the table, I can do that all here. For me, everything looks good to me here. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit import data. Now take like a second and you'll see it says file imported successfully. I can import another file if I want to, or I can just hit finish. And when I do that and I come back here to my database and I click on tables, you'll see that my bike products table is here and all my data was imported. So that's a very easy way to import your tables in VS Code now. It'll take a matter of seconds. And as long as you have that CSV or TXT file, you can just import very, very easily.
Nice.
So that's
Awesome. It's
flat file import.
so easy. I love it.
Yep. Yep. And that's flat file import. So the other feature I wanted to speak about is DACPAC import and export. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my AdventureWorks LT database, and I'm going to enter data tier application, which will open up this dialog that has all the different operations I can do relating to both DACPACs and backpack files. So what we'll do first is we'll actually go ahead and extract a DACPAC from this database. So your options here are you need to make sure your server is looking right. You can select the source database. I'm going to use my AdventureWorks LT database here. And then you can actually browse and direct where you want this file to be. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And you can enter application name if you'd like. So everything looks good to me here. And I'm going to go ahead and hit execute. And this will take a few seconds to just extract that DACPAC and have it available for you in your local computer.
Nice. While it's extracting, like I think the cool thing to call out here is like you can do your deploy, extract, import, export from
Mhm.
SQL Server to SQL Server. Well, I guess not to. Yeah, no, to SQL Server from Azure
Yeah.
SQL Database, Fabric SQL, all of them, right?
Yeah, I called it out before, like I closed it all out. Yeah. Okay, so now that it's successfully imported, extracted my DACPAC from my database, I'm going to go ahead and import this now to another database that I have here. So I can either do it directly from the dialog, or I can open up a new one. And I can actually use the deploy operation to deploy that existing DACPAC that I just extracted into this database here. So I am going to go ahead and browse and select my file that I just had, which is off screen. Once I have extracted that, you can see it's that AdventureWorks LT that I just previously saved. I'm going to choose existing database as my target, and I'm going to go ahead and execute this. And it's going to give me a message to make sure that I'm okay with continuing this. And once I hit deploy, it'll take a few seconds here to deploy this DACPAC to my database. And one thing to actually call out here is all the different operations that I can do. So as you can see, I can extract a DAC. I can extract to create a DACPAC file. I can deploy one that I have existing. I can also use that for backpack, and I can do it from a SQL Server or to a SQL Server instance. even as Fabric targets. So one of the things that we actually have available now in GA is you can actually push this to a Fabric target as well. So there's a ton of different optionalities that we have available now within DACPAC. Yeah, so once I deploy my DACPAC file, then it should be able to be successful, and then I'll be able to see the exact schema from the DACPAC file that I just imported into my new database. So if I go here to demo database and I go under tables, you'll see that all of the different tables that I had available in my AdventureWorks LT database are now imported to this one through the DACPAC.
Nice, awesome, super easy, and you know what? It just works. Awesome. Was there anything else, Tasif, that you wanted to show us today?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to actually go over some of the future initiatives that we have here in the MS SQL extension. So I actually wanted to show this slide, which is a direct screenshot from our roadmap. So these are a set of features that we have that we're considering, and that we've heard through various feedback, whether it's from users, and you guys sharing feedback with us about what you'd like to see from ADS, as well as features relating to GitHub Copilot, and kind of expanding on the capabilities that we have already. So these are all features that the MS SQL team is considering, and we have planned as a future initiative.
Awesome, great. Well, Tussie, Yole, thanks so much for coming on the show. I learned a lot. I'm excited about the roadmap. I'm excited about what the team is doing, all the GitHub integrations, but as well as like just bringing really easy experiences that just work. So thank you. And to our viewers, if you like this episode, go ahead, give it a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and go ahead and get the latest version of the MSSQL extension. By the time you see this, there's probably even more stuff that's new. So with that being said, we hope to see you next time on Data Exposed.